This is what instant gratification looks like, and it's actually what clients despise the most. Welcome back to Hire the Right Virtual Assistant podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Smith, and author of Hire the Right Virtual Assistant. So if you're enjoying the show, be sure to subscribe, like, leave a review, and share the episode with another business owner who doesn't lack discipline, but lacks the right VA. Today's episode is about something that quietly shapes the success or failure of many entrepreneurs, and that is instant gratification. The idea from this episode came from an article on Medium shared by Kevin Nokia, and he was actually quoting Jocko Willink, which I'd never heard of before, but apparently he's a big deal. So it was one important thing to become disciplined in your success. And I know I'm throwing out a lot of names out here, but I want to give credit where credit is due. And he wrote something that is really profound, true, and I would say often not stated, especially not so boldly. And he wrote, the demon of success is instant gratification. It doesn't get more explicit than that. You cannot be in the business world without understanding discipline. However, laziness isn't the biggest detractor of discipline. It's instant gratification. I've never met a successful business owner who was truly lazy. But if that's the case, then why are there so many varying degrees of success? Instant gratification is the answer. And the ironic thing is that what gives clients the biggest shot of instant gratification is also what they despise doing the most: responding to emails. You've never seen a client so proud of themselves after responding to their emails. It is quite a thing. At the same time, they're super drained. And what they try not to think about is that tomorrow, all the emails will be back. So why do it? It's because it's easier than writing the first chapter of your book. It's easier than the fear of rejection of your next sales call. It's easier than just about anything where there is a longer timeline or perceived rejection. The discipline to choose the long-term win over short-term satisfaction is what separates people who make progress from people who stay busy. And if you're a business owner who just realized you're not lacking as much discipline as much as you are drawn to instant gratification, there is an answer. And that's why I'm here. Hire the right VA. As a business owner, your day is filled with instant gratification opportunities. Every day your inbox fills up. Every day you have small tasks that demand attention. Every day you have a to-do list that gets longer, and many of those things feel productive because they give you that quick sense of completion. It's the instant gratification trap. But more often than not, those small wins actually distract from the work that matters most. Real progress in business rarely comes from the easiest task on your list. It comes from work that requires focus, patience, and discipline. Making sales calls after sales call, writing the book, building the strategy, designing the new offer, creating something that compounds over time. That's not instant. It's also why avoiding instant gratification is such a powerful and necessary habit for entrepreneurs. Instead of constantly reacting to what feels urgent, you start choosing what's important. And research on entrepreneurship and productivity show that chasing quick wins can stall long-term progress because it keeps you focused on immediate rewards instead of strategic outcomes. In contrast, delaying gratification, doing the harder work for now for a bigger payoff later, is strongly associated with long-term success. Think about a time in your business where you were disciplined for something that came later, but you're still reaping the benefits of that. You denied instant gratification, and now you're enjoying the success. And this idea becomes even more important when you think about how business owners spend their time. Most entrepreneurs start by doing everything themselves. You answer the emails, you schedule the meetings, you manage the documents, you keep the calendar organized. And in the beginning, that makes sense because you're building something from scratch. You may not be making any money. You may not have anyone to pay yet. There may not be any money to pay someone. I get it. However, over time, those quick tasks start to dominate your day. They start to become instant gratification tasks. And you tell yourself you'll work on the bigger projects later after the inbox is empty, after the messages are answered, after the small things are finished. And that's a problem because the small things never are finished. There's never an end to emails. There's never an end to answering messages. There's never an end to a to-do list. It's just not possible. And when you realize that instant gratification ends the moment that you send the email, you'll start to think differently. You will start to realize there will always be another email. There will always be another request of you. There will always be another item on your to-do list. You will always receive another notification asking for your attention. And it feels so good to answer in that moment. In an instant, you've done something. In an instant, more will be required of you. Another email, another attention app will come in, something else will get your attention, another item will be added to your to-do list. For you to benefit from discipline, you must avoid instant gratification at all costs. You must actually do the work that compounds. And this requires protecting your time, which clients are terrible at, but VAs are really good at because it's our job. I can't stress enough, I know I've said this many times, I would get fired if my client explicitly told me not to book meetings during their growth, compound work time they were writing their book, time they were preparing for a speech, time they were supposed to be with their families. Yet, a client wouldn't even be mad by doing such a thing for themselves. It happens all the time. The standards that you expect from a VA are much higher than most clients expect of themselves. And why? Because they feed off that instant gratification. And this is also where hiring the right virtual assistants becomes incredibly powerful. The right VA will help you step out of instant gratification. They will remove you from the trap and get you focused on the things that actually matter, the long-term success of your business. When administrative work, scheduling, inbox management, all the coordination, all the follow-up, all the paperwork, when that gets moved to someone else's plate, suddenly you regain the mental space to focus on the things that actually move your business. I have a client who said, I'm really competitive and I feel like other people are beating me, but they're not better than me. And I told him, you're right. I'm sure they're focused on things that you're not able to focus on. And the same is probably true for you. Instead of reacting all day, you can start creating and be competitive. Be the best in your field. Be the best you know that you are. The best version of yourself. Instead of answering another email, which you hate. I've never met a client who says, I love email, but yet they do it. You can write that chapter. Instead of chasing small tasks, you can build something meaningful. How many times have you gotten to the end of the day, did everything? You can't even name everything. You can't list all the things you got done, and yet you don't feel like anything really mattered. No one ever came to me and said, my lifestyle, I really want it to evolve around email. No one, never. Avoiding instant gratification is part of the process. It's the discipline to choose the work that matters most, even when easier tasks are pulling at your attention. I cannot stress this enough. Instant gratification is not the thing that you always think about. It's not being able to have ice cream instead of dinner first. If you're a business owner, it's the thing that you can get off your plate, and it needs to be done. It just doesn't need to be done by you. So the next time you sit down to work, pause for a moment and ask yourself a simple question. Am I choosing the task that feels easiest, or the one that will matter most a year from now? Sometimes the most powerful decision you make is closing your inbox and opening a blank page. Think about a year from now. Think about 10 years from now. If I told you you were going to sit at your desk and answer emails all day, would that be exciting to you? If the answer is no, then you need to hire the right virtual assistant. I have resources for you. I have the self-assessment PVA podcast that walks you through the process. I have my PVA hiring workbook. I have my book, Hire the Right Virtual Assistant. And through all these resources, I make it possible for you to hire the right VA, because that's my mission. Whether or not you hire me, I want you to hire the right virtual assistant. But if you would say, Melissa, I do not have the time to get this right. I can't afford to do this wrong. Please help me. I'm here for you. I have my complimentary consultation link in the notes below. Schedule a time to speak with me. I will work with you to find you the right virtual assistants. And please like, subscribe, leave a review if this podcast helped you. If you are sharing this with someone, let me know. If you have topics that you want me to cover, share those as well. I'm here for you. I don't do this for myself. I do this for you. My mission is to assist you. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time. Bye.